in all of 2024, I wrestled 51 weeks in a row. They will have to take me kicking and screaming out of this country. I will be fighting with every last breath to stay here.
Who is a menace to Joey Janela?
Welcome back to Grapple Through, and thanks so much for joining us once again. And as you've already seen by the title of this week, we're joined by a very special guest who, last time we spoke, was out in Australia. And we were recording this at a very different time, because it's a very different time zone. And now she's in the US, absolutely killing it. Been there for 2 years. Shazza McKenzie, welcome back to the Grapple Through podcast. It's a pleasure to have you here. How have you been?
I've been surviving and thriving at the same time, collectively surviving and thriving.
Yeah, I was going to say the combination of both is what you want, isn't it? That's the sweet spot.
Yeah. Yeah, usually a little more thrive, a little less survive would be nice, but we make it work.
I was going to say it has been a mad 2 years for you since we last spoke. I mean, first of all, like, I normally start by asking people how their last sort of year has been, but considering you've been in the US for 2 years, it's been about 2 years since we last spoke. First of all, let's start off easy. How have you found life in America, just generally, for the 2 years you've been there?
I always knew I was meant to live in America. I always if you've spoken to me in my entire adult life, or probably even as a kid, I always was just like, I'm gonna live in America. That's obviously what I'm gonna do one day. It's just a matter of figuring out how to do it. Which is incredibly difficult. But that was always I knew that I was meant to be in America, and I don't know, I didn't know I was meant to be in St. Louis, Missouri. I hadn't spent much time there, but I do really enjoy being in St. Louis. I think St. Louis is a really nice little town, city, whatever it's called. I don't know. It's it has small town vibes, but big city vibes at the same time, and so I feel like I get the best of both worlds. But I love just being in America. I love American. I like America. I like living in America. It obviously has a lot of challenges, and it's very, very hard. And there are some times where I'm I hate this, and I just want to go home. But overall, I'm much happier being here.
That's awesome. That's amazing for you, and I'm so happy to hear that. Because again, I know last time we spoke, again, it felt like I don't know how far off it was in your mind, because it wasn't long after we last spoke. It was December 22 that we spoke, I think. And yeah, not long after that. But when we spoke, it seemed like it was still kind of like a pipe dream, that there wasn't anything set, that it was actually happening.
Yes. Well, yeah, I definitely, if it was December 22, I would have already had applied for my visa, but I was just in the waiting game, really, because I got my visa and I was on a plane a week later. I said, oh, okay, goodbye.
No messing around. No messing around.
No, I'd been waiting too long.
I was gonna say again, because again, when we spoke, it seemed like a pipe dream thing, and I would have asked you then if I'd known you'd already applied for the visa. But the visa comes in, like you say, you fly out a week later. When that time came, was it harder than you imagined it would be? Because again, I know, like you said, it's been your dream for so long, but with the life you'd built in Australia, with everything you'd already done there and achieved there, and the fact you had a life grounded there, was it harder when that visa came in to be like, oh, I'm actually doing this, or was it not even a second thought?
No, it wasn't that hard, because I had planned my life that I was moving. I had just said, it's going to get approved. There's no other option. I'm going to America, whether it's going to be approved and I'm going to go, and that's all that matters. And and I'd been like that since the day I started applying, which was in June 2022. And I didn't get my visa until March. Well, I think it was the end of February of 2023. So that's July, August, September, October, November, December, January. I had 8 months to mentally prepare and put all my ducks in order, financially prepare for the idea of moving. All these. I was very. I like to be prepared. I like to control things. So I was very controlled, and and I was very I'm going to make sure everything happens exactly how it's supposed to happen. So I don't know. And then like, I mean, I guess it was kind of like when I got there, I was like, oh, cool, I'm here. But like, it just kind of like initially it felt like I was just on one of my like 3-month trips or whatever. Because like initially I just lived in an Airbnb when I first got here. Because I got an Airbnb for like a month or two so that I could get a car and then apply for apartments that I could actually see and then like not have to be like, oh my God, I don't actually have any like utensils or a bed or like any of that stuff. Like I was like, if I'm just in an Airbnb, I can like figure that shit out
Mm.
while I'm here and then it's an easier transition. Um so luckily I did it that way. But yeah, I was very planned and very like regimented in everything that I was doing. So even it felt like I was just going on one of my little trips and then I just didn't come back,
Oh,
essentially.
you say, yeah. Was there a moment? Was there like a moment where the vacation mode almost stops, the like I'm only on tour thing stops, where you're like, oh shit, I live here now.
Well, no, because I haven't stopped. So, like, that's like, I think in all of 2024, I wrestled 51 weeks in a row. Like, I didn't like, of 52 weeks, I wrestled 51. Um, so it never like, I haven't stopped. There's no point where I've stopped and been like, "I'm just at home." Like it's just always, "Okay, well, this thing's happening, and then we're on to the next thing, and then this thing happens, then we're on to the next thing." Like, it never stops. So I feel like I'm on tour constantly. I would like to feel like I'm just at home and asleep. But, you know, I mean, maybe having a cat made it feel a little bit more and, like, stuff like that. But, like, yeah, it just kind of every week, I just come home, repack my bag, go again. Come home, repack my bag, go again. Like, it's on repeat. Like, it's what I would have done if I was on tour, just I've been doing it for 2 years straight.
Yeah, over and over and over and over.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
No breaks.
yeah. Which again, like absolute workhorse, like big up to you because you do put in the hours. Again, like it's exactly like the video you released when you announced you're moving out there. It's bet on yourself, and it feels like you've done that. And I mean, like it seems like from a fan's point of view, but I hope from your point of view as well, like that it's paid off. That like it's been worth all that. And I know you've had a lot of like hard times while living out there as well. But like I hope it's been worth all of that shit to be out there and doing what you're doing week after week.
Oh my god, absolutely. Like, I always knew I could do it. It was just
Mm.
figuring out how to get here. Like, I knew if I got to America, I could do it. I was like, "I can be an independent wrestler." Because the whole, like gosh, when there was, like, Sign Shazza and all this stuff, like, the whole goal was always just to get to America, is
Mm.
figure out how to get a work visa from America. I always just knew if I just got to America, I would make it work. If I was just accessible to wrestling and to, there just isn't that accessibility to wrestling in Australia, and, like, I can't wrestle every week, I can't and if I can, I'm not making money the way I'm making money here wrestling every week, like, there's just the population, the geography of it, it's impossible to make the living that I make there that I make
Mm.
now back in Australia being a wrestler, and I always just knew that if I was here, I could figure it out and I would make it work, and it's tiring and it's a constant grind, it's a constant hustle, like because at the end of the day, if my rent's not paid, the only person that's to blame for that is me. Like so I have to make sure I'm on top of myself. I have to make sure I'm on top of my merch, on top of my bookings, on top of my scheduling my content, on top of interacting with messages, emails, everything, doing podcasts, and then on top of that, I have to go to the gym every day and I have to freaking, do normal life things and clean my house and feed my cat and fucking make my bed and fucking do laundry and all the and then pack my bag and then go again and then make sure I'm updating the inventory every week and and explode.
Yeah, yeah, I'm surprised you haven't yet, to be honest. That sounds a lot.
I did just have a therapy session today and my therapist was like, "Hey, maybe you need to just let things happen." And I said, "No, things just happen and we keep going. We just keep hustling." And she's like, "Maybe you just," and I said, "No, we keep going." She said, "I think you're just suppressing your emotions." I said, "Yes, but we keep going."
once the bubble bursts, once the exploding brain happens, then we'll deal with that.
Exactly. That's a later problem.
And yeah, you don't need to be dealing with that now. Okay. I mean, I was gonna say, I know you mentioned like again, obviously like things like feeling homesick and stuff are perfectly natural. And I know you said there are times where you're like, oh, I like just want to be home, but like I can't imagine based on what you're saying, like that there was ever a time where you genuinely considered like, have I made a mistake here? Should I be back home?
Oh no, no. Like I will like they will have to take me kicking and screaming out of this country. Like I will be fighting with every last breath to stay here. Because I like this is just where I was meant to be. And like it's not that I like just went to Australia in over Christmas for like
Mm.
3 weeks and like it was lovely. I saw my family, I saw all my friends. I like did a little rest like and it was great. But I was like I don't belong here.
Again, I think it's that bet on yourself thing, isn't it? It's like you have that confidence, you have that drive to be like, this is where I want to be, this is where I need to be. And you took that chance on yourself and genuinely just like so happy for you doing that. I know you're tired, I know it's been stressful, but you're achieving what you want to achieve. And that's really like heartwarming to see and really inspiring.
No, thank you. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like we've got one life. I don't want to regret anything. I just want to do it. I just want to live
Exactly.
because I die tomorrow. So got to at least try.
I was gonna say, like, as in general, in terms of, I know you mentioned, like, Missouri was never in your mind. So why did it end up being Missouri? Was it because of Everett Connors?
No, no, but it is really convenient whenever him and Charlie come over here. Like whenever they're over here, it's the closest I've ever lived to Charlie in my entire life. Like because in Australia she lives like an hour and a half away from me. Here, 10 minutes. Um, it's great. Um, but no, it was basically I did like a map of where I predominantly, well, not where I predominantly wrestled, but like a map of like companies that I worked for that I knew would give me regular bookings if I lived in America. And I tried to find a place that was central to that. The most central to that would have been Chicago, since I wrestle in Chicago literally every week. But then I looked at the cost of living in Chicago and I said, you know what? I'd rather live in St. Louis, which is about 4.5, 5 hours drive away. And the cost of living is so substantially cheaper, and there's not crazy traffic, and I just get paid to drive to Chicago every week or 2. So, it just seemed like a better deal.
Yeah, for sure. Which see again, like as a Brit, a 4 to 5 hour drive seems like, oh, that's terrible. But like as an Australian, I imagine for you that's just child's play as well. Like,
No, as an Australian, that would also be like, we would never do that in Australia. Because in Australia, everything like there's the big cities or whatever, but every big city is like 9 to 10 hours apart from each other. Like, and then there's just nothing in between. So you fly everywhere. Uh,
right.
whereas in America, there's stuff everywhere. There's so many things, but like driving to Chicago, like and back, I do that every week. Like I probably every weekend I probably drive about somewhere between 20 and 30 hours
Damn.
every week.
That is
Yeah.
insane. That is, how do you even find time to rest? Like, what do you do? Like, do you carpool with someone where they can take the wheel for a bit and like you can sleep or?
It'll depend. Like I will make sure someone else is with me if I'm driving over 5 hours. That's my solo drive Shaz cutoff. Then they have to book somewhere else to drive with me. Um, but like I don't know, I'm kinda used to it now. Like, I ride with Nixie XS the most.
She's great. I know that you have a good connection with her. I see you obviously like you post a lot of content with her as well. Um, so again, like it must be nice to like have that connection, like someone you can really like actually bond with properly and travel with and spend that time with.
Yes, it's, like it's amazing, because she's 15 years younger than me, but she's, like, the smartest 22-year-old I've ever met in my life.
Is she
Just
only
has her
22?
shit
Oh, that's
together.
mad.
Yep, she's a baby, and she has her shit together. She's only been wrestling for she had her first match, like, after I moved to America, or, like,
Yeah.
the month I moved to America kinda thing, like, she's a baby, but, like, we like, even outside of wrestling, like, we like the same music, we like the same movies, like, we both, like, organize our lives the same way, like, we like and so, like, she's, like, literally, I look at her, I go, I wish I you were, like, what I wish I was when I was 22, and now I can see it and go, "Wow, I could have been that at 22 because look at her, she has her shit together at 22, and I do not."
No, I mean, that's a rarity though, right? No one else has their shit together at 22. Who has their shit together at 22?
Yes. And I mean, she probably thinks she doesn't have her shit together, but I'm like, "You've got it so much more together than 99% of 22-year-olds roaming this fucking earth." That's for sure.
Yeah, big up Nikki. That's great. That's amazing. Like, that's crazy. I thought she was older than that, based on like, again, like what she posts, like the way she comes across a lot more mature. Like,
She's so on top of her stuff.
yeah,
She's been wrestling for 2 years, and she's 22.
mental, mental,
Thank you.
incredible. Big up, big up. That's amazing. Well, I was gonna say as well, like there are a lot of things that we spoke about last time that have changed a lot. I remember last time we spoke, you were talking about how you'd want maybe one death match or like one hardcore match in your career.
One.
Just the one. Just one. And you said you wanted it to be with Charlie Evans, but you've had a lot more since then. And I don't believe your first one
I know Charlie Evans. It's some bullshit. I I do really enjoy it. Like, um, I'm very selective as to who I do them with. Like, I've only done them with Danny Demanto and with Tara Zep, Tommy Vendetta, who I have wrestled in a regular match, so I know that he's not going to actually end my life. Right? There's like I know. So and I like him. He's a nice guy. He smiles. He's a very
until you get in the ring, until the light tube's in his hand, and then you're like, oh no.
well, yeah, but then he usually smiles while he's doing that too. But there's every time I've done it, I've been convinced to do something absolutely insane, like jumping off the platform through the table and the tubes, or jumping off the top of the cage. And like every time I get convinced to do one of these things, I'm like, this is going to be really bad. Like, I'm scared. And then I just get up there and I'm like, I'm so scared that I have to do this. So there's a lot of just shutting my eyes and hoping for the best, um, which is the story of my life.
And it's got you this far, so you're clearly doing a lot right.
Exactly. You know, just close your eyes, hope for the best.
Let's talk about your trip back to Australia then over Christmas. So I want to ask you about that as well. Again, face Charlie Evans, different Charlie Evans though than you faced previously, because she's a bit of a dick now, isn't she?
Yeah, but I think every time I've faced her, she's been a bit of a dick. Unfortunately, that's been a running thing in our career, except for the very very first, like, except for baby Charlie. Then I was a bit of a dick, but for the most part, she's been the dick. But this time she's a North Shore wanker.
Yeah,
So
very different.
even
Very-
more dicky.
Again, again, as a Brit, love the North Shore wanker term, love it, brilliant. Americans not so much. They don't get it as much, do they? It's not used as much out there.
No, but Americans don't get a lot of things, so it's whatever.
It's a different world. It's a different world. But like for us, yeah, it's great. It's brilliant being able to call someone a wanker. It's wonderful. It's the greatest thing. But but in terms of that, I mean, again, I've got to get your opinion while we have you. What's your thoughts on all that? Because again, like Chevs and Jessica Troy, thought they were like that. I thought it was two peas. I thought nothing was ever splitting them, and now
I mean, jealousy's a hell of a drug. So, I mean, like, look, I think it was always bound to happen when one wrestler, if especially if you started together and what you see your friend go and become the world heavyweight champion, of like PWA heavyweight champion, like, and you're like, hey, like, I could do that too, right? Like, and then like I understand the motives behind Charlie's actions. Sort of. I don't understand ever teaming with Will Keatis. Sam Osborne, I at least understand, but Will Keatis, what a little rat man. No, he's delightful. But yeah, like I like jealousy, and it is what it is. I like they're having their last wrestler standing, which is going to be It's gonna be a crazy match. If it's anything like the last time they had any sort of hardcore-esque match when they had their no DQ match. So we'll see what happens. But I'm hoping that everyone has fun and then everyone can be friends after.
Oh, I'm not sure about that part. I think they'll have fun. I think they'll have fun beating the crap out of each other. The friends part,
And then
we'll
everyone
see.
can be friends.
We'll see. We will. That's what we want, isn't it? We want them to just be friends again. Just be friends again. That's all you want. But it's funny. It's funny you mentioned the Will Kiedis thing as well, because at the time we're recording, I'm not sure if this would have gone out yet or if yours is going out first. But I've also just been a very Aussie heavy run recently. I've just spoken to the Backside girls as well, Shay Cassidy and Kingsley. They had
Love it.
they had very similar opinions. They were very similar, slightly different. They were like, "Oh, Will Kiedis," but Sam Osborne kind of like they were like I think Kingsley was calling him like handsome Sam Osborne, and so it was like, well, clearly
He's
there's
a
a
pretty man, okay?
clearly
There's
there's a
no
place.
you can't deny that is a pretty man, okay?
He's a good looking guy. He's a good looking guy. I think that sort of like softened the blow, as it were. You know what I mean? Where they're like, "Oh, he's all right."
He has pretty privilege.
Yeah. He's allowed it. But again, the Will Kiedis gets no love ever.
Or just, Cadis, you're ugly. No, he's all right.
Sorry, Will.
He's an attractive man. Just Sam Osborne is so pretty. It's rough when you're standing next to that. Like anyone's gonna look less attractive when you're standing next to like someone that looks so chiseled and stunning.
But again, we're not like, again, this is no means a reflection on Shazza on Grapple 2. We're not all about looks here. Nothing is all about looks ever. But
It's
I mean,
it's a reflection on me. It's all about looks.
okay, well in that case,
If you're ugly, get out of my life.
in that case, I've asked you to
I'm not gonna be friends with any ugly people. Ever.
incredible. Well, in that case, we've established that Will Kiedis is at the bottom. But who's the prettier in North Shore out of Chevs and Sam?
But Chevs is stunning. It has to be Chevs.
Yeah.
It's of course it's Chevs. Like he's just Sam's just pretty for a boy. Chevs is pretty for everyone.
Yeah. Okay. That's well put. That's very well put. Yeah. But you sort of got to say that, don't you? Because you do all that content together. You don't want that to like turn sour and then be frustrated. She's giving you evils in all the photos or something.
And then what am I gonna do with all this collaborated content that I have? Go.
Where's it gonna go?
Good see.
That's why when it comes to Jess Chevs, you're on the fence. You're firmly in the middle. Yes.
Yes. They can not like each other, but I will like them both.
Incredible. Well, I think that brings us on beautifully to a little fun feature we've got here on the podcast. We're about halfway through, or like a bit more than halfway through now, so it's a good time to get out. This is called Dishing the Dirt. And I'm gonna ask you some questions, and I want you to dish some dirt on your locker room mates. They can be
Alright.
from Australia, they can be from the US, whoever you think best fits the question.
Sounds good.
Okay, so the first one is who's always running late?
Davey Vega.
Yeah.
Always, every day, for the rest of his life. That man runs on Vega time. Nothing in time is not real to that man.
I was gonna say we like again. I rushed to my computer to get to this because I misunderstood the time zone. Davey's in his own time zone. He's got his own separate time zone.
He's on Vega time. It's like anyone that's ever interacted with him in his like, I don't know, 20 years that he's been wrestling would be like, yeah, no, he's just on his own. Cause like he literally like I'll be like, say we have to drive to Chicago. I'll be like, okay, well, we have to leave my place at 12. And he'd be like, yeah. And then we'll get to 12. I'll be like, hey, how far off are you? And he'd be like, oh yeah, I'm just getting out of the shower now. What do you mean? What do you mean? So I always have to like, if I'm going anywhere with him or whatever, we always have to, you give him like half an hour earlier and then he'll be on time.
Incredible. The next one could be Davey as well then, because the answer we get the most on this is through who people travel with to shows, because it's who has the worst music taste.
Oh no, he has great music taste. Gosh, who has? I think everyone has really good music taste. I think I have the best music taste. People usually say that my music is the best because I listen to girly pop music, and who doesn't want to listen to Taylor Swift for 5 hours?
I was going to say, yeah. I remember last time we spoke, it was a lot of Taylor, but like, has it ever? Because again, girly pop is not my thing, but even I have to admit, like Chappell Rowan, Charlie XCX, Billie Eilish, absolutely crushing it at the minute.
It was the year of the girls. The girly pop girls were girling. So everyone's kind of been on the same wavelength of listening to that in most of my drives. Dan the Dad had a really good what was it? It was like a Christmas rock and roll playlist in December, which was amazing. So I'm giving you people with the best music, not the worst music, because like I think everyone I drive with has really good like, or at least like accepts my music taste. I drive a lot myself, which means I get to choose the music a lot myself. Like, because I'm very like I'd rather be the driver because then I have something to do, and it also is like the only time in my life where I get to like completely switch off from my phone and just actually like I have one task. I'm not on my phone. I'm just doing this. So a lot of the time we're just listening to my music, and I obviously think my music is great.
Yeah, and clearly the others do too. So again, it's a lovely
Or
work.
they just can't be bothered to tell me to turn it off.
They're just being polite. Nah, again, from experience, I can't like Americans are never that polite. They would have told you.
That's fair.
Sure. Brilliant. The next one is by far my favorite on the list. It's I think also one of the most important, and I can't wait to see your answer here. It's who in the locker room would you, Shazza McKenzie, under absolutely no circumstances let a family member date?
Oh. Oh. Oh my God.
Who is a menace to Joey Janela?
Yeah, okay, that's a good one.
He keeps doing it, but
Sorry, he keeps dating your family then.
no, he keeps like pulling the good like he's got Megan Bennett, like he's got a good track record of pulling these very high class women. So maybe there's something I'm missing.
There's something on the water, yeah. Joey, how are you doing it?
But
What are the secrets?
it's working. Whatever it is, it's working for him. So maybe but you know, that's a chaotic man. So I'd probably if I had a younger sister, I'd be like, don't.
Stay away, stay away. Walked in,
Yes.
family reunion, like Joey on her arm. You're like, no, not happening. Get out.
Absolutely not. Out.
I think
Yeah, we
that's
could
why.
be there if he wasn't like dating my family member.
Mm.
Him, fine. Don't want him dating any of my family members.
Sure. I think that's right. I think that's smart. I think it's smart. But again, I've got to picture this then. If in any world I win the lottery and Grapple Theory can expand, would you be up for hosting the show where Joey Janela gives dating advice to people on how he manages to constantly pull these elite?
I would love to know. I'd love him to write a memoir. I'd love a like therapist to do like a deep dive into his psyche as to how he like, because I don't think he knows how he does it. I think he's just him and he does it. And it's just the charisma, it's just the aura, it's just the existence.
I was going to say, do you think he's even trying to do it? Or it's just like you said, his aura
No.
to just.
And I think we as in the females just go, we can fix. I think maybe it's we can fix him. I think that might be it. It might be a I can fix this one. No, I don't. No, he's lovely. I'm saying I'm not saying this like I don't like. I adore him. I think he's amazing. But yeah, he'd be pulling some high class women. So good for him.
Big up, Joey. Nothing but respect. Mad respect for Joey. I was going to say the next one could also be Joey because we've definitely had one or two people out in America say Joey for this one as well. Out of the ring, when they're just in their street clothes, you see them rocking up for a show. Who's the worst dressed?
It's I mean, like Joey, yes, but it's also probably me because I notoriously have like my show day uniform is what I call it, which is I always just wear like I no matter what I will be wearing a set of leggings and I will be wearing a wrestling t-shirt because when the fuck else in my life am I going to wear my wrestling t-shirts if I don't wear them to these wrestling shows? So like I don't dress cute. I don't have cute dress clothes. Like if I have to do like a spot in the ring where they're like, go do I have to do it in my gear or I'm doing it looking like a hobo. Like there's no I don't come prepared for, attractiveness outside of my wrestling gear and stuff. So, I feel like a lot of people would say me. At least my friends would say me. But yeah, Joey
Is up there. Is up
he's
there.
got some fashion. He's got a sense of style that is Joey's style.
Yes, exactly. That's the sense I get when people have said it before. Is the sense that it's the look that no one else could pull off, but on Joey it looks all right.
But he does. Yeah. It's obviously working.
Clearly, as we've established. Now, again, the next one's the nicer end of that, and this is wonderful because I'd love you to say him. I'm not sure if you will. We recently had Gary J on the podcast, and he said you for this question. Again, I don't know if you remember seeing it.
I was gonna say that's someone that's the dresses some wild fucking outfits at shows as well, mate.
Yeah.
That is, I've seen that man come to a show in an inner onesie all day. He was just in a onesie.
Well, I'm gonna love it if you say him for this question because this is again, Shazza McKenzie. You've driven 5 hours to Chicago. You get to the locker room. You look in your bag and you've forgotten your gear, and you need to go to the locker room. You need to go to one of your fellow wrestlers and borrow their gear. We're talking though, one size fits all. You can pick whoever you want. Whose gear do you look at and you're like, yeah, I could rock that.
Ooh. Trying to think. Let's have a little think. Look, I think Lainey is too much. That Lainey's gear is too easy of a because me and Lainey are very similar looks, so I feel like that's too similar.
The general rule of thumb that we go for this is that if you want to go out there and pick a guy, like we're assuming that everything that needs to be covered is still covered in some way.
Okay. Ooh, who has some fun outfits? Oh, Cody Lane, Coco Lane. He'd be wrestling in overalls. Overalls and a little sparkly jacket.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I could do that.
It's not quite a summertime one though, is it? That's not what you want to be wearing in summer when the venue's boiling and it's.
I mean, I'm sure he has but in summer he's gonna get like little short. Maybe he'll get little short overalls. I could work.
That's a good.
I think the main point is the overalls. I don't think the length of the pants. He can have little shorty shorts. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I think you'd rock it anyway, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like it. It's an out there choice, but I'm into it. The next one is what is the next one? The next one is who would throw the best party in the locker room? I say best party. I always have it down as best party. It's more like who would throw the party that Shazza McKenzie would want to be at.
Lainey Luck. I will always come to a Lainey Luck party.
Yeah.
She just knows how to get down. She knows she's like me and her, because we're in our 30s, but we still want to drink alcohol and we want to shake our asses. We're not trying to hit on guys. We're not trying to pick up at the clubs. We just want to dance and pretend that we're freaking 17 again. That's it. And she gets that. She gets that that's my vibe. And that's we went to a T-Pain and Pitbull concert last year, and it was easily the best night of my life because it was just a bunch of mid-30 women drunk and shaking ass to Pitbull and T-Pain. Great time.
And then Joey Janela there somehow as well. He's just got invited because all the women want him there.
He probably was.
I was gonna say best night of your life, better than Taylor Swift.
Yeah, no, of concerts, I would actually say that the T-Pain Pitbull concert for vibe, for everything was actually above Eras. Eras is an experience, but T-Pain Pitbull was I guess because I had lower expectations going in, so it was just amazing. And just no one cared where they were sitting. You just were in the aisles dancing. It was just like a giant party. It was just like I was in a giant party, literally. It was great.
Yeah, okay, that sounds good. I mean, Pitbull's not really that sort of music, but like the vibe sounds good. I'm into that.
It's the vibe.
Yeah.
It's the vibe, and he features on everyone's song, so you're like, "Oh, I know this." Like every song, you're like, "Oh, this song, I know that." Like I listened to this when I was 12. Like you get the vibe.
Yeah. No, I get that. I get that. I like it. I like it. The final one on this feature, I think again, the dating one is important. This one I think arguably is more important. Who would you choose to be your partner in the zombie apocalypse?
Ooh, who would I choose? Who is gonna? Steph, SDL.
Yeah.
She ain't gonna take shit from no one. She'll fucking her or Charlie will fucking end everyone.
Yeah.
They're not gonna take crap from anyone. Me, scared shitless.
I was gonna
Just gonna
say,
behind them.
is this a case whether it's Steph, whether it's Charlie, you're sort of like leaving and be like, you handle it. I'm gonna just chill back here.
Yes. Yes, it's very much that.
Gotcha.
Yes. I would be a useless partner in a zombie apocalypse because I would just hide. I'd say, you know what? We're probably gonna die, so I'm just gonna like be quiet in the corner here until that happens.
I mean, I don't want to embarrass you, but no one has said you, as far as I remember from when we asked.
I mean, I'm not shocked. It would be a poor decision to say me.
Well, that's fair. That's at least you admit it. At least you own it. You know, at least you're owning that.
Yes, I'm very self-aware. Unfortunately.
Wonderful. Well, again, this is sort of like again, I had this on to ask you, but I sort of wanted to add it to the end of this feature because it's sort of along the same lines. Again, we spoke before recording about how you want to treat yourself for your birthday. You want to get to Hawaii for your birthday. Is a big Shazza McKenzie birthday treat, and I know that you put a tweet out being like, you need someone to go with. Who are you inviting? Like which wrestler would you invite? You can invite one wrestler. Like cost is no matter at all. Who are you inviting to Hawaii
Oh
with?
gosh. I mean, I could just take one. I don't even know. I'm such a like. I don't even know who I want to hang out with in Hawaii. Like, because like I just want I want everyone to come, but then I also don't want everyone to come because I want to be left alone. So it's such a like.
It's a struggle.
I feel like again I'm gonna go with like Steph because Steph would want to do some stuff like go hiking, but then she'd be like, "All right, let's just not be near each other for like the next 6 hours. Like, fuck off." And I'd be like, "Yes, please. Like, let's just not see. Like, let's just exist separately."
Yeah, someone on your wavelength.
So that'd be my vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wants to do stuff, but also doesn't.
Yeah. No, these. I think you got your partner then, don't you? I think you got your partner. Unless this
Unless
is
I
so
can find a
good.
cute boy that's gonna give me lots of money and come with me.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say unless this interview's been so good you want to invite me, but I'm not sure I have the money part, if I'm honest.
Sorry, yeah. I mean, I'm just it's like I put it out like it was like an I'm paying for someone to come with me. No, no. Like they have to pay for them. And then like everyone was like, let me come, let me and I was like, no, no, no. Like I pay for my flight and we'll split a hotel. You still have to pay. Like I'm like you just you just get to spend the time with me. Like it wasn't like I'm offering a free vacation. Like, and people very much that I was like, this is it gone very wrong. People think I was like, I don't know what money you think I'm making if you think I'm fucking I'm handing out a free vacation to someone because I certainly am not.
I was gonna say people seeing that being like, shit, the wrestling, the OnlyFans is all skyrocketing. Clearly, like
I was like, what do you guys think I'm like? If you were like, just take your mom, I was like, no, no, no. Like, if my mom came with me, she would need to pay. I'm not rich. It was like, I would love to take my mom, but like, I, I, I don't have, you
come
know,
on. Well,
uh,
be realistic here. Come on.
guys.
Hawaii is not cheap. Hawaii is not a cheap vacation.
No, like, and I'm not on an AEW or WWE contract. I'm an independent wrestler, guys. Let's please remember that. Like I pay my rent and I have a roof over my head. I'm surviving. But we're not thriving yet. Completely. We're not 100% thriving. We're still 50-50.
I was gonna say, yeah, you say to them like, you want a nice like weekend at the Holiday Inn in St. Louis, like that's fine, can sort that,
Sure, I'll shout you.
but somewhere further afield, nah, not at.
Yes.
That's fair. That's fair. And again, like, that's why, because otherwise, you'd have your pick there, wouldn't you? Really, realistically, if you were funding it, you can pick whoever you want, right?
Exactly. But no, I need someone that's going to match me with my energy and my money and my like not with my money, but that wants to do this as much
Yeah.
as I want to do it.
Yes, wants the
Because like
same one. Exactly. Yeah.
I will just go by myself if I have to. Like that is okay by me.
Yeah.
But like I would rather someone come with me.
But Steph, if you see this and you're free, just
Yeah.
yeah, why not?
We're going to Hawaii.
Hell yeah.
Just
Let's do
like
this.
Hawaii.
This is confirmed now. This is confirmed. This is happening now. This is confirmed it. Brilliant.
I'll let her know.
That's amazing. Well, I was gonna ask because I know we spoke about it in the last chat as well. But like again, just in general, like away from the wrestling, like your content creation and everything like that. Is that all going well? Like you please be like how you doing in that sort of that area as well?
Yeah, I mean, that's like I treat it like my full-time job. Otherwise, I
You put the grind in. I was
be going as
like every week, every couple of weeks, I see you've got like a new collab or something. I'm like that.
I have like probably like 40 to 50 things just like backlogged, ready to go, and then I'm constantly doing more shoots and more content and more things like because the goal is to get ahead of it enough that I like can have it going and then I just travel and then I like don't have to be like on it so much, but like I have to be it's a constant thing. But because I'm so constant in it, I'm able to make enough money to like live in an apartment by myself and stuff like that. Um as opposed to like, I don't know, living in someone's basement or something.
Yeah.
Uh which I would have done, but I'm also 36 and I would rather I like it's like this it would be very different if I was like 26 and going to the other side of the world and
Mm.
chasing my dream, but I'm 36 and I need my space and
Yeah.
I so as a result, I work really hard to make sure that I can afford to have my space.
Yeah, yeah, and you deserve it, and you've earned it for sure. Again, like the workload you put in. Again, like I've spoken to so many wrestlers about this, and like so many people in general, even outside, like in like friends and stuff who have like content creation accounts where it's like it does get almost stigmatized, not just for like the sexual aspect, but like stigmatized as a like a YouTube thing, like oh, it's not a real job sort of thing, right? But like it's grind. Like you've got to be at photo shoots, you've got to be doing stuff professionally. Like it's hard work.
It's a lot of work. It's constant work. Um, and I mean, hopefully, like the goal is to one day make lots enough money that someone else does the work for me, and I literally do just take photos. If that like, when people are like, oh, you just take photos, I'd be like, that's there. That is
Yeah,
time. If I just took photos, I'd be living the dream.
yeah.
But there is a whole like I was trying to explain it to I was on a date the other day and I was trying to and it was a non-wrestler and I was trying to explain like what I do for a living because I was like, yeah, I'm a wrestler, but I'm like so much more than just a wrestler. Like and that was where we came to the conclusion that I was a brand manager. I just am the brand because like it's it like even like next to me I've got my little label machine, my label printer. I've got my this is my little office that we're in. So I've got all my like postage things because every day I have to send out merch orders. I have to make sure I'm updating inventory before I go on the road. I have to make sure I update inventory as soon as I get back from the road because I can't have things selling that I don't have things of anymore. And it's just like like I have to constantly do it because people are gonna buy things whenever like and there was so many times that I'm at a show and I'll be like, fuck, someone just bought like my last 8x10 and but I've also got it out here and I'm like, fuck, what am I gonna like and so I have to be constantly on this stuff or it like implodes and then I have to constantly like be ordering new stuff and getting new designs and getting new things and so there's new things for people to buy and then organize whatnot streams and organize live streams and organize this and that and then do the content, find the content, just go through the content, decide which things I actually like, then make graphics for every single thing that I actually am going to upload. Try and make little videos, make this and that. And tired.
Again, I was gonna say again, like I'm just amazed your brain hasn't exploded yet. Like it's mad. It's maddening.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to take edibles to sleep. Otherwise, my brain will not shut off because there's a constant to-do list.
I
It's
mean,
always more.
definitely more. But again, I feel like a lot of brand manager positions, if you applied for, wouldn't expect that much of you. So you're doing it, but you're like two brand man. You're doing double brand manager job basically.
Yeah. And then I have to actually go on the road and do the wrestling part as well.
Like if we're talking legit job, two brand manager jobs, like you should be earning at least like what, like 150, 160K like a year, like with two of those jobs. Like
So what we're saying is people should give me more money.
yes, exactly that. Exactly.
Then I'll work less.
Amazing. Amazing. Well, again, I wanted to ask you about that because again, something else I saw on your Twitter feed that really like intrigued me as well. Because I know last time you came on, we spoke about your content creation as well. And something you tweeted out the other day really intrigued me in terms of like, I can't remember, someone tweeted at you about like your OnlyFans, and you were like, oh, it's like sometimes a hindrance as well because you're tweeting that stuff from your wrestling account, which also then sort of like shadow bans your wrestling account. So your
Oh
wrestling
yeah. All my accounts are
like so like,
fucked.
again, like that must be a really tough thing to balance, knowing that like the things that you're posting that are helping, bring money in are also not hindering your career, but in a way, like making sure you like your wrestling content gets to less people. Like that must be a tough thing to balance.
Yes. Yeah, it is a very tough thing to balance. Luckily, like I think like I had to rely more on social media when I didn't live in America for my wrestling brand, right? Whereas like here, I'm wrestling 2-3 times every single week. I'm in front of a different crowd every week. Like I'm physically in front of people's faces. So it's okay that I don't have as much reach online regarding wrestling content. Like I'm okay with that. Like sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I need to make a little match reel or something. But my brain, I'm at capacity of creating that I can't also then create wrestling content. Um, because like, it's like the wrestling content I get paid when I'm at the wrestling, right? And then this is like, I mean, I do it all, whatever, but like, yeah, it's like, if I think like social media isn't as like, uh, valued in wrestling as it was maybe in like 2018, 2019, 2020 kind of stuff, like where like we were, like Twitter wrestlers were like the social media, like that was like the thing. Like if you could get over on Twitter, then you get a million bookings.
Mm.
But I don't need to be doing it. Like, I mean, I'm still do it. I'm still on social media every single day, but like, I don't have to. It's okay if my stuff's not everywhere. And then every now and then, like a tweet that is completely nothing just goes viral and has like thousands of likes and views, and I'm just like, what is? Come on, this is useless. It would be something so pointless and not actually useful towards like share my fucking, I don't know, highlight reel. Not this tweet that I said where I like toast or something. Like, who cares? Is this going viral?
I was gonna say I remember last time we spoke, you said like the tweets that you get that go viral are like the silly stuff, or again the photos that aren't necessarily wrestling photos. Because
Oh no, never wrestling photo. Wrestling photos get no likes. They always have, always will likes.
it's outrageous.
Wrestling videos get a little bit more, but like it's just
Share the wrestling content as well, guys. Come on, share the wrestling content as well. Share it all. Share it all. The final thing on that note that I wanted to ask you again, because again, it just like in terms of how well you do it, the amount of grind you put in, the amount of work you put into it, like for my money, like I think you've got the best like wrestling rides, especially like the best like 8x10 poses out there. I think you've nailed your poses at this point, if I'm honest. Like again,
I'm figuring it out eventually. Been at least for like 17 years.
but there you go. But then people have a time frame of how long it's going to take.
Yeah, guys, just keep grinding.
So again, like we want to ask Joey Janela and how he manages to pull these elite wins. And what about from you, Shazza McKenzie? What is the art of taking a good wrestling 8x10? The one that intrigues me the most is again like, and again I want to stress this, not really unique, but like in terms of like the look back behind the shoulder photo.
Oh yeah,
Is there
my
any-
back's really bad.
you always yell, and I'm like, what is the art to taking that? Because it's just looking over your shoulder, but you make it seem really good.
No, the art is you have to pop your hip up and twist your back in a really unnatural way. And I'm sure I'm gonna have severe, severe, severe back pain. I mean, I already have back pain from it, but I'm gonna like not be able to walk when I'm older, and it's going to be specifically from taking that photo.
Just that one over and over. You're like, oh, did you hear that in the ring? No, no, no. It's actually
Literally.
fun.
No, it's very, very bad for my body. You should not do it.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, I didn't realize it was that bad.
You know, it's because my like spine is being like twisted and then compressed
Right. Okay.
because
Okay.
like I'm twisting my torso to the same side as my like, and then I'm popping it as well. So I'm like, and then sometimes I am in a lot of pain. Oh well.
Again, that's I can't even imagine what that says when the photos are causing you more pain than the wrestling. That's
I mean, I used to always say this in my office job that like sitting in front of a computer for 8 hours a day hurt my neck way worse than any wrestling ever did. So sit up straight, everyone that works at a computer. Sit up straight, proper posture. Get yourself an ergonomic chair.
there. Oh, this is the new show now. It's like it's posturing with Shazza McKenzie.
Yes, except I have horrible posture, but pretend I don't. So
I was gonna say no, I do as well. Like again, like my work chair, like even like at home, like halfway through watching something or at work, I'll have like slid this far down my chair, like half the back's touching it, if that, and I'm like, oh, this cannot be.
it happens.
Yeah. Brilliant, brilliant. Well, we're coming into the recording, but again, like Shazza, I just want to say congrats for everything you've had going on. Like again, since we last spoke, it's been incredible. Like it's been such a joy to see what you've done out there, to see you chase your dreams, to see you doing it, to see you like living the life you want to be living. And that makes me really happy as a fan, like genuinely.
Thank you.
But I've got a couple of final questions before we wrap up. The again, at the time of recording, we're coming at the time of recording. It's still a few weeks away, but by the time this goes out, it's going to be coming up to WrestleMania season. Um,
Okay.
so one final, not quite edition. It's like a better version of Dish in the Dirt. Shazza McKenzie, you're hosting. You're not out there. You're not in Vegas. Or if you're in Vegas wrestling, you're not at Mania. You're hosting a Mania watch party.
Okay.
You can invite 5 fellow indie wrestlers. And again, if you want to invite them from Australia or anywhere else, we're talking cost is off the table. Like again, like
Okay.
you've won the lottery, money's no object. 5 indie wrestlers to your WrestleMania party. Who are you inviting?
I'm going back to Wrestler House. Jessica Troy's there. Jax Jordan's there. Jessica Troy, Jax Jordan. We're gonna have Kai Drake. He makes it all fun. Charlie. And we'll throw Kingsley in there too if we're having 5.
Oh, Shay is going to be devastated.
I know, but there was only 5. Otherwise, I would have maybe. But you know what? No, 6 if Shay's in there as well. But I mean, we didn't bring in Everett Connors either. Like Charlie's there without him. We said go away. But the main ones are Jax Jordan and Kai Drake. Everyone else is just there to watch them.
I was gonna say, yeah, I was gonna say that again before the terrible split we had Charlie and Jess on the podcast together, leading up to that Coliseum match. And yeah, again, I've heard a lot about Wrestler House out there. I've heard a lot about it, and it just seems like a party. It just seems like a good time.
It does. They are all 10 years younger than me though, so seems like a great time for some 26-year-olds.
And then again, you'll be in bed before the main event, and they'll be still party.
Luckily, if we're watching it in Australia, the pay-per-view happens in the middle of the day.
I was gonna say that's great for you guys. You guys get it lucky out there. Over here, I'm up at like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. watching the main event. I'm like, God, really flag.
Yep, nah. We just spend the day watching it.
Oh, that's the dream. Like nice, like 10 a.m. start, lovely, done by like 2, 3. Oh, you got the whole evening to chill. Beautiful. You know, it's worth moving to Australia just for the Mania watch time.
Just to watch WrestleMania.
Just for Mania every year, like holiday out in Australia for WrestleMania. Simple, done.
Bull.
Amazing. Well, Shazza, that leaves me like, well, again, with two final questions. One's from me, one is not from me. So I'll start with the one from me because it's, again, what does the future hold for Shazza McKenzie? We're having this conversation this time next year, and I'd said to you, has it been another good year for Shazza McKenzie? What would you want that to look like for you?
I am in such a weird position where I'm so satisfied and so like content, which is bad because then I don't have what am I working towards? I need to find something to work towards. It's like the only thing that I haven't done that I want that like I could possibly want to do is sign a full-time contract.
Mm.
And that just seems like something that like it's not that it seems hard or whatever, but it's like I'm tired. I've been doing this for nearly 18 years. I'd like if it came my way, yeah, sure, but I'm not gonna put myself through the strain and the anxiety and the stress of trying to achieve something like that. My success is just that I get to do this for a living, and if I can still do this for a living in a year's time, that's every year that I get to do this for a living is a blessing.
Mm-hmm. No, I love that. I love that. And big up to you for that. Big up to you for that. Again, that brings me to my final question. And again, this one is not from me because we have a new. Again, it wasn't in place when you last came on. We have a new tradition here on the podcast where our last guest leaves a question for our next guest without any context of who they're going to be leaving it for. This person, dear though they were leaving you a question, you're not allowed to know who left you the question. It's all very out of context.
Okay.
So, actually, to be fair, um, the last person we had on the podcast was two people. So you've been left two questions. The first one,
Okay.
thought these are both quite Shazza coded though. I think you'll enjoy both of these. The first one is what is your favorite Sabrina Carpenter song?
Juno.
See, again, I do not know Sabrina Carpenter. I only knew Juno because all over my Twitter timeline is like what she wears for like the Juno unveiling at her gigs each night or something.
Yes.
Like,
I hope that question was asked by Shay Cassidy.
yeah, that question was asked. I'm not meant to tell you, but yeah, you guessed it. That question was
I
asked.
figured that one out.
That was exactly asked by Trey Cassidy. And so I'm sure you can guess who left you this second question. The second question is, Shazza McKenzie, what is your skincare routine?
Oh, I didn't have one. Um, I should have one. People do ask me this, but I take prescription medication for my acne. Not that I have like I mean, I don't have insane acne because I take prescription medication because otherwise I'd have really bad hormonal acne. Because isn't that the best thing when you like get to your 30s and then they go, "Oh, remember how you went through puberty? We're gonna do that again. We're gonna really mess up your body again." Loved it. So that's like one of the main things that I do to keep my skin or whatever. But other than that, I use like a little face scrub when I'm in the shower, and then maybe a little Clearasil like pimple wipe thing, and then maybe if I have a specific pimple, I'll put a little one of those little patches on. I don't really have a skincare routine. I should get one, but I don't know. I've made it this far.
And you look great. You do look great. So
I don't even have makeup on today. I did get my eyebrows waxed directly before we came on here, and I was definitely bright red at the start of this. But we're calming down now.
I mean, if you say that, I didn't notice. I didn't notice, but I'm honored that you did that. Just
That's
for
all I
me.
could think. I think, oh my god, my face is red.
No, I didn't notice at all. But again, I'm honored you did that just for me, and clearly for no other reason.
Exactly.
Yeah. But no, thank you so much, Shazza McKenzie, for coming on. I hope you've enjoyed it.
I have very much so.
Good. I'm glad. That means a lot. That means a lot. And that leaves us only to roll out the red carpet for you, Shazza. For anyone who's watching this who sees you on a match promo, on a match card, at a show near them, a show they want to go to, or wants to subscribe to your content creation. But either, why should people be checking out Shazza McKenzie? In the ring, why is Shazza McKenzie going to steal the show?
Because I'm amazing. No. Because I will always make sure, no matter what, that the best possible show has been put on for the crowd, no matter how big, no matter how small. I will always give 110%, and it will be entertaining. It will likely be funny, because I have very bad time trying to be serious. Sometimes I'm serious, but it's rare. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. You're gonna have fun. You're gonna be entertained. Hopefully, expect silly faces.